Hi! I found this week's module to be very intriguing as we take a closer look at what makes a character or person be considered a hero in our world. If I were to create a hero in our world today, I'd want someone who is selfless, courageous, brave, outgoing, and heartfelt. In today's world, in the crazy times of today, we need selfless and courageous people to help make this world a better place and who want to help others. When comparing mythics in a Grimm's fairy tale, we see many different stories who give great examples, seeing how some may portray a hero in one way, and how other authors and stories may portray a hero in another way. In the first, we see Odin and his 8-legged horse, who travels between the worlds of living. He has two roles, mortal and priestly. We see both of those take action in his story and share how impactful those are on his society. On the other hand, when looking at fairy tales, more specifically, one story that stood out to me was the prince who feared nothing. When reading this story, there was a lot going on. We saw, as just as every fairy tale, there were several lessons that were learned along the way and along the plot. We see the king's son being very overly confident right from the start, leaving his father's home. And throughout the tale, he comes across many challenges, and soon the king's son becomes very unhappy. Eventually, the king's son begins to struggle, and then later on finds God and thanks him for his mercy, and continues then to travel with his lion. I find it intriguing looking at different books and in our world today, different scenarios and stories, how many different people perceive a hero to be portrayed in many different ways. Some portray it to be selfless and courageous, as I had mentioned, and some may portray it in another way. But in each different scenario and story, I find it intriguing to see why people think so.